So when I first started on YouTube, I used to start off by saying, "Welcome back to the least professional channel on YouTube." And I liked that. I thought it was kind of funny. And there was a few people that I knew personally that thought it was a great tagline. But I had to stop doing that because I got a few comments from people that were kind of deriding me for saying that I was the least professional at anything because why would you say that you're the least professional? They didn't understand that it was a joke. They didn't get the context. They didn't especially if it was somebody that had just found my channel, the first thing they hear is welcome back to the least professional channel on YouTube. And they're like, why would somebody say they're the least professional? And I wanted to be successful on YouTube. And so I decided, okay, we need to stop that. And along the way on my journey, I've tried a whole bunch of different things. I've tried to figure out, what can I do that would make me successful on YouTube or on any platform in general? And what I found is that success is really kind of in the eye of the beholder, but it's also a misnomer. It's also, there is no such thing as being successful in the way that you're thinking of the word. So when you think of success, you think of like you got to the top of the mountain, you hit the peak, right? Success is being the best or being at the top level, right? But really, that's not the case. If that were the case, then when you hit the top, you would just stop worrying about it. It wouldn't matter anymore. You hit the top, you'd been successful. There's nothing else to shoot for, right? But that's not the case because even the biggest YouTube channels out there, they hit the top of that peak, they get the hundreds of millions of subscribers, and they keep going and they keep driving. They keep trying to grow. Companies are the same way. If you look at companies that will turn record profits year after year after year, and no record profit is enough. They need more. They need more. There's always something higher. There's something bigger, something better to get to. So when we think of being successful, do we actually think that being successful is something that is achievable? And where does that line draw? So this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a little while because it's really bothered me over the years. After I started my channel, as I started to grow and I started to kind of figure things out and figure out what I wanted to do, I still haven't fully figured out what I want to do, obviously. But I found along the way that there was no real, there's nothing within my control, I guess is the best way to put it. I could make videos and I could put videos out. I could control the quality of the videos and what I put into them. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter how good or bad I thought the quality was. They were still kind of being treated the same way. And I would get bumps every once in a while. I would get shorts when I was doing shorts for a little while. I would get bumps from those shorts. But it never really amounted to much more than, I've got 1,200 subscribers now, which is awesome. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. But realistically, the majority of you who subscribed aren't even watching this video because those subscribers really didn't mean a whole lot. Even the people that are subscribing for my Legends and Tales stuff, they'll subscribe for the Legends and Tales stuff. They might see some of the other Legends and Tales stuff. I don't really know for sure. I know that there's some between the videos, but then they'll see something like this, or they'll see something like one of my political videos, and they'll unsubscribe, or they'll be like, oh, what's this? I don't like this stuff now. Because my goal from the beginning was always to get people here for me as a personality. And there are a few of you out there that have found my channel and have stuck around for years that like my personality, like what I put out there, like the videos. You're just there because you enjoy watching whatever I happen to be doing at the time, whether it's a short horror thing like The Harbinger a few weeks ago, the Legends and Tales stuff, the cemetery chats that I used to do. Whatever it happens to be, you're there because you like my personality. And that goes back to the least professional channel on YouTube thing. And I really should have stuck with that. I really should have said, because I had this idea in my head that I wanted to be successful and I had to do these things to be successful. And in reality, I should have been shooting for success in what you would think of as success. I should have been going with, I'm going to do what I want to do and enjoy what I'm doing and have fun with it. Now, part of the reason I wanted to, hit that success level was because I wanted to make enough money to make a living off of this. And while that's not completely out of the realm of chance, realistically, that's almost impossible for most people. It's like hitting the lottery. And I used to watch YouTube gurus, and I've talked about this before in videos, and I think I even did a blog about it at some point. I used to watch these YouTube gurus that were like, "This is how you be successful on YouTube," and there would be people that would critique channels, and they would say, "Well, this is what you need to do to make your channel better, and this is how you can grab the viewer's attention," and it was all bullshit. Like every little bit of it was bullshit because it does not matter how good your thumbnails are, how good your titles are, how good your video production is. None of that matters to YouTube because YouTube is there for the viewers. YouTube doesn't care about the creators. And it sounds backwards. It sounds like, well, they should care about, they wouldn't have viewers without creators. But creators are a dime a dozen. Everybody wants to be a creator. If you have 500 million creators on the platform and you have 1 billion people trying to watch, there's not enough eyeballs to go around. Time is a limited resource. I've heard it said both in the YouTube community and in the author community. As an author, I've got other author friends out there who will say, rising tide raises all ships, and we should all help support each other because if one of us is successful, we're all successful, and it's all great ideas in theory, but in reality, people have a limited amount of time. They are on a weekend where they're trying to sit down and read a book. They are on the toilet like you probably are right now watching YouTube. People are the time that they have to do things, leisurely things, is limited. If you're doing something that is a requirement, if people need whatever you're offering as far as a product or service, that kind of thing, well, then, they don't have much of a choice. They have a choice of who they pick to buy the thing from. But when it comes to entertainment, whether it's YouTube videos, even YouTube videos that are like covering topics of how-tos and that kind of thing, could be considered entertainment nowadays. I mean, especially if you click on a how-to video on YouTube, the first 2 minutes of the how-to video are the person talking about their channel, what they do, why you should trust them, and then they kind of get into it. But it'll be a 10-minute video where they're just rambling about how to do even something the most simplest thing in the world. It is annoying as hell, but it's considered entertainment. We are vying for that precious little bit of time that people have available. And as a general rule, if you're vying for a limited resource, you have to compete. And that's the sad truth is, while we can team up with people, we can work together and we can help to promote each other, at the end of the day, we're still competing with each other. And because of that, YouTube doesn't care about creators at all. They aren't trying to make creators blow up. They aren't trying to get you famous or make you millions of dollars. If you are thinking about creating a YouTube channel in 2024 or 2025, and if you're like, should I start a YouTube channel? Does that make sense? No, you shouldn't. Not if your reason is because you want to become successful or make money. If you want to do a YouTube channel, what I've got down to now, as opposed to trying to be successful and make money and all that shit, my goal on YouTube now is I'm almost using it as a way to vent my ideas and talk about my frustrations, but also maybe connect with one or two people out there that feel the same way. Maybe somebody feels that they are alone in their viewpoints and they haven't found anybody else along the way that they could connect with, and then they see one of my videos and they can connect with that. Maybe I can help somebody out, better somebody's day in some way. But realistically, I'm not ever planning on making $1 million off of it. Now, I would like to make enough money as an author to to pay the bills, but that's partially why I started a company, and my wife and I started a company this year working together, selling candles and books side by side. Trying to expand, trying to do something different, doing something in person, because online, the internet's not really a great place for that anymore. And algorithms and websites and stuff like that, they are not conducive to that kind of success, to growing a business. Now, there are a lot of businesses online in the past few years that have sprung up, and they're offering services and stuff like that. And a lot of them are AI driven. If I could say that my candles had AI in them, I might be able to get an investor or two, because it's all propped up. It's all fake. The whole economy is fake. It's based off of investors and getting people to pay for things and buy into things that aren't necessarily coming to fruition, So, that's where I turned the corner and trying to be successful on YouTube, because the idea of success, it doesn't really exist anymore. There is no success. And if you hit success, if you think you've hit success, you need to think about that, because that signals the end of the road, doesn't it? If you've been successful at something, why would you need to bother continuing in it? If you're the best at something, maybe you want to compete with yourself and get better than yourself, and that's fine. But why? There's no point in continuing on if you call yourself successful. To me, at this point, what I'm realizing now is I will never be successful in the sense of the word as the end of the road. No matter what I do, no matter how good, I could sell 1,000,000 books and I still would not consider that successful, because I want to reach more people. I want to connect with others. I want to leave the world a better place than I found it. And maybe that's just a tiny bit better, and maybe it's not even achievable, but I still strive for that. And I think that you should do. I think that we need to redefine what we think of as success, and we need to realize that success is not this thing that is an achievable goal. You don't say typically when you start a new endeavor, your goal should never be, I want to be successful at this. Your goals should be measurable. They should be achievable. It's the idea of SMART goals. And you need to be able to say, this is where I'm going to be in 5 years. This is where I'm going to be in 10 years. For me with YouTube, I've already hit the 1,000 subscribers that I need to get monetized. I'd like to hit 4,000 watch hours, and if I could do that in the next 5 years, putting out more videos like this, putting out more videos, I'm going to be doing politics. I've got my podcast. I've got, books I'm still working on, and I'm talking about those books and that kind of thing. I want to hit those goals, but I don't have any control over that necessarily, because YouTube doesn't owe me shit. YouTube's not going to show my videos just because I upload them. You can share them, you can like and you can subscribe and you can comment on videos, and that kind of helps them a little bit. But even that stuff only goes so far in telling YouTube that a video is worth sharing and worth putting out, because there's still a limited number of eyeballs, a limited amount of time out there. So if I were to measure my success on YouTube and whether or not I hit 4,000 hours of watch time in the next 5 years, that's not a very good goal. However, if I say I want to upload 2 or 3 videos a week, and I want those videos to be good quality, I want those videos to be where I'm talking videos or whatever the case may be, those are achievable. I can say I want to have, say 3 videos a week, 52 weeks in a year, it's about 150, 300. So almost 900 videos in the next 6 years, 5 years. I can say I want to have that. And that is something I can work on. That is something that I can, so when it comes to success, I guess the overall point I'm trying to make is just don't measure success in the traditional terms. Don't think about something as being successful or unsuccessful. Don't see something, if you fail at something, and that's a video I want to do at some point talking about failure in general, but if you fail at something, pick yourself back up, learn from that failure, and move forward, because a failure is actually not a bad thing. I've failed a lot, and I've learned from those failures. And if you learn from your failures, and if you don't seek success in the traditional term, and if you set goals, I think you're going to be a lot happier, and you're going to be a lot better off in the long term than if you just look at things as whether you're successful or not. So that's all I got for this one. It was kind of an impromptu thing. It's something I've been thinking about doing, and I just wanted to kind of chat about it a little bit in between all the other stuff. I've got political stuff out there. Like I said, I've got podcasts. I've got so much stuff going on right now. I'm enjoying it. But there's a lot of stuff I've got going on. So if you like that, if you like these rambling kind of videos, if you like politics, if you want to hear me talk about some I know politics can be tiring, but it's really important, and you should always be trying to expand your knowledge and learn more, and seek out ideas outside of your own. And that will help you with some of the other things we talked about. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.